Hi dog lovers, hi pet lovers, how are you today? Thanks again for joining Gina's grooming channel. Once again, I am Gina and we are doing our session on Rosie, Diary of a Dirty Dog. Before we're starting any of these, again, we're showing your before because we got her this dirty in order to show you how to manage a dirty dog. And then we're gonna show you the after. Okay, so now that we've seen the before and after, what we're gonna focus on today's session is cleaning out goopy eyes. This is a very common thing that happens in dogs' homes between grooming appointments. They get this horrible buildup, things like that, crusty eyes. Different dogs have different levels of that, and if you have a white dog especially, you can definitely see a lot of the buildup, the staining, things like that. So you do need to maintain your dog's eyes in between grooming visits because it does build up pretty much on a daily basis. So for Rosie, if we can kind of take a look in here and take a look at her eyes, what she's got is some crusties around her eyes, on both of the eyes, and some of this here is going off to the side, as you can see. So not too bad, but what we're gonna do is the same technique as what we would do for any dogs, unless it's very thick. So what you will need is a flea comb. A flea comb is a comb that has very fine teeth. This one has a nice wood handle, very easy to use. And that's the first step that we're gonna use, because this is what we use to go and get all of the gunk out of their eyes. Now, if it's very embedded and very thick, and once you start going ahead in with your flea comb around the dog's eyes, again, we're pulling out all of the stuff in front of her eyes. Okay. Now, if that seems too much, then we need to go to phase 2, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit for a second. Now, again, cleanliness and hygiene is of the utmost importance, so we never want to share something from one eye to the other without disinfecting it. So we want to go ahead and clean that because that was her left eye. So we've got that in a little sponge. We make sure to disinfect both sides and then wipe it very, very good, because the side is now going to go on her right side of her eye. So we want to make sure that there's no solution left on this. Okay, so let's go see her other eye. And we're going to do this again. Same thing. And what I've noticed with dogs, sometimes if they get nervous, you want to let them know that you're about to go and touch them here. You might want to do that with your finger first. And then we go ahead and again, lightly dig out. We see where that is. And we scoop out all of that debris. Now, another technique that we can do, and again, we're going to go ahead and clean this off and spray it to make sure that it's disinfected for the next time you clean her eyes. Now, the other way we can also handle this, I've got some gauze sponges here. If we just get some eye wash solution or saline solution, we can also do that on a daily basis. So just make sure this is a clean solution. What I do, either I use a sterile pad or I use a cotton ball, making sure that I use natural cotton, because if it's not cotton, then it's gonna slip off. If it's acrylic, it's something that's not gonna really work too well. So either one of these works very well. I like the sterile sponge because I can manipulate it. I can go ahead, put some solution on the sponge, and then let's go back to her eye. Here we go. So with the solution on it, I can go ahead and clean her eyes really nicely up. Okay. And again, same rule applies. You never want to use the same thing on one side. Are you laughing? There you go. On one side as you do with the other. So I'm going to use another sterile sponge. I should actually mention these are not sterile for surgical sterile. They're just clean sponges. Just clean so that we can go ahead and get all that gunk out. If it's very thick, sometimes you need to keep a warm compress, and you can do that with a paper towel or a nice warm towel, and keep that nice and moist. Now she's got a spot there that's a little more stubborn, so I'm gonna go back to my flea comb that we cleaned out and pull that out. There we go, nice clean eye on, she appreciates it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Rosie, Diary of a Dirty Dog. I'll see you next time. Bye.